Hey, this is Life with Sean Renee here, back with another video. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. This video is called Who Did I Live With? Roommate Edition. It's part 1 and part 2 is in this video.
Part 1 of Who the Fuck Do I Live With? I have the craziest roommate story of all time. This story involves sinister lesbian undertones, a rug dealer, a delusional therapist, and a pathological liar slash narcissist that had been manipulating me and my other roommate for 5 years. So the story starts when I graduate college and I moved to Austin, Texas with 2 girls. I'm just gonna call them crazy roommate and normal roommate so you get the idea. We live on a busy road, and one day me and normal roommate are home and crazy roommate's out of the house, and we see a dog get hit by a car, and it is gory, it's horrible, and we are fucked up about it sitting on the couch. Crazy roommate gets home and she almost seems mad or jealous that we experienced this tragedy without her. Fast forward a couple weeks and my normal roommate goes home for a month, so it's just me and Crazy in the apartment. And she's been acting crazy, living up to her name, okay? I hadn't clocked it yet, but she's having a manic episode. She's not sleeping. She's talking a million miles an hour. She's not really living in reality. She buys me a shirt with a dead cat on it that says "Better Off Dead." I'm like, that is seriously so strange. I'm starting to get weird vibes, so I go over to my friend's apartment. Well, I'm at my friend's apartment. She texts me and tells me she's been hanging out with her friend. We're just going to call this girl friend number 1. This is crazy roommate's friend, is friend number 1. Her and friend number 1 were out and about, and they walk into the apartment and the windows are open and they hear a car crash outside, and they go and look, and a car has hit a man walking across the street and killed him. I text friend number 1 asking if she's all right because what they've seen is horrible. She informs me that none of this ever happened and she doesn't know what I'm talking about. So now I know that this car crash never happened, and I have to go home and face crazy roommate and think about what to say. I already know she's lying, so I walk into the apartment with my phone recording because I don't think anyone's about to believe me when this girl is about to tell me this story about this crash that never happened. So I sit down next to her and she tells me about this crash in excruciating, gory detail to the point where she is crying and shaking and she has goosebumps all over her body. I am so confused. I walk out of the apartment and I text the friend she said she was with. I text my neighbors and I check the police reports and I check with my building, and I know that she is lying to me and that this crash never happened. Okay, I don't want these to be too long. So in the next part, I call her mom and find out that this girl's been living a fake life and I don't know anything about her.
She was being a straight up narcissist towards you and your roommate. 3 girls were living together and 1 is a narcissist to the beyond, okay? Now, let's watch part 2.
Part 2 of Who the Fuck Do I Live With? So we left off me finding out that my roommate is lying to me about seeing a man get hit by a car in order to get me to come home and spend more time with her. So I wake up the next morning and my roommate is still saying things like, I know you saw a dog get hit by a car a couple weeks ago, but this was like a human being. I haven't slept at all. I keep dreaming of seeing this man in the street and all of this stuff. So I text friend number 1 and I'm like, something's wrong. We need to call this girl's mom. So I go over to friend number 1's house, and together we look at our texts from crazy roommate and figure out that she has not slept in 3 days. 3 days. She had been texting us separately at all hours of the night saying she wasn't sleeping, blah, blah, blah. So people will often ask me if I ever knew anything was wrong with this girl before any of this happened. And the answer is yes. This girl was always really neurotic, really emotionally unstable, but as long as I had known her and as long as my other roommate had known her, so 5 years, this girl's mom had been battling stage 4 terminal breast cancer. She had gotten a mastectomy, she had been in and out of treatment centers in Arizona, was going through chemotherapy, and this was something that my crazy roommate spoke about daily. She talked about it to her sorority of over 200 women. My normal roommate would go to church and pray with her. She would often cry about this. She would often ask us to stay home with her. This was something she talked about every day for 5 years. So when I call her mom on the phone, I tell her about the crash, that we're afraid that crazy roommate is having delusions or hallucinations and she hasn't slept and something is wrong. Her mom says to me, oh my God, what do you think is causing this? Like, has anything changed? What's going on? I say something along the lines of, I'm sure she worries about you and your health and living away from Colorado, where we're all from, is probably really hard for her. Her mom says, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about?" And I'm like, the cancer. And her mom's like, "What do you mean? I've never had cancer." So now I know, not only is crazy roommate in the middle of some manic delusional episode, but I know she's a pathological liar that's been manipulating me into thinking that her mom is dying for 5 years.
She's a narcissist to the end of being a narcissist. I know I said that before, but to lie on your mom of having cancer is crazy. That is diabolically crazy. Like, you sat there and told your two roommates that your mom has cancer and she doesn't even have that. You made up this idea in your head. Like, she is bugging. Man, listen here. I don't know what y'all doing, but that ain't working. I don't know. I would have had her move out. I don't know. Can't fix something that broken. I don't know. What do y'all think about this video? I know there's part 3, 4, and 5. I will try my best to upload. This is Life with Sean Renee, and I'm out. Bye.